Hey guys, it's Brianstormed. In this video, we're going to be looking at team builds for whatever your budget may be. I have a total of 5 different team builds. We have the minimum budget team build where most of these cards you can get for about 1K. We have the 100K budget team build where a lot of these cards go for maybe like 5 to 20K, and then the rest are filled with the quick sell price cards. We have the 250K build, which kind of ended up being a little bit over to 275K, but you could probably make it cheaper if you just use one of your pre-order rookies. We have the best possible build using the base cards, and then we have the best possible build just that you can have right now in the month of October. So let's start things off with the minimum budget build. You have McKinnon and Marner who go for around 2K, and then Johansson also for around 2K. And then the rest of these guys, again, you can get for a pretty cheap price. Oh, and then Draisaitl kind of snuck his way in here on the 4th line. But he's not anything too crazy. He has a good shot, but he's a little bit slow. He's better if you have the team synergies. So the team synergies that we're going to have are Silky Smooth and Thread the Needle. And then you have 3 out of 4 points in Rocket Skates, which you can fill that up to 4 out of 4 if, again, you have the pre-order rookie that I guess would have just any of these 3 synergies. Down the middle, you have Duchesne and Johansson, who are pretty good at face-offs. And then Couture and Zetterberg are about like maybe average or below average. And they're kind of the best that you can have for this price trying to activate these synergies. We're also rocking the Hockey Fights Cancer cards because got to represent and support it. Your left wings are really strong, the ones that shoot towards the right. McKinnon, Marner, Arvidsson are really fast with decent shots. On the right side, I think Skinner's really the only really good one. And then Huberdeau, Nugent-Hopkins, they're a little slower with a little worse shots. And Nemesnikov, an 83 overall, is pretty fast, but doesn't have as great of a shot. On defense, we're running with a lot of fast cards. Shattenkirk, Yandel, Krug meet that standard. Brody doesn't have Silky Smooth or Thread the Needle, but he's going to be here for Rocket Skates because there aren't that many defensemen to choose from when we're looking at the 2 team synergies. And that's why we also have to put in Troy Stecher, who is a common card, but I think he's fast enough. 88 acceleration, 87 speed. I think he'll do just fine. But just note that he's the worst card on this team, and that's why he's going to be the first card that you should replace. And then Hanifin rounds out the defense. I have Schneider in net for the Thread the Needle synergy, though you can have any other Thread the Needle goalie. As a coach, we have Peterson, who has the Silky Smooth synergy. And then make sure you have a goalie, a bronze goalie, that has a point in Silky Smooth. So this team build and all of my team builds can be found in the description if you guys need to see like which players have which synergies. So these are all the Silky Smooth synergy players. Here are all the Thread the Needle synergy players. And then finally Rocket Skates. If you don't want to activate Rocket Skates, but I mean, if you have Duchesne here, one of the best, most underrated, like 84 overall cards, you can't really activate any kind of other synergies. But you can, if you want, you can just slot in like the best players that aren't contributing to any synergies, such as you can replace Brody, for instance, if you really wanted to. From here, we move on to the 100K budget. Like I said before, we're adding 5K to 20K players. And the most expensive card here is Duncan Keith, who goes for upwards of like 30K at the time of this video. And we really focused on improving our defense, so we didn't have to have Stecher. We didn't have to have Hanifin, who I think is a little bit on the slower side. Maybe not. But now half of your defense is 86 overall or higher, and you put in about 50K into that. Then for your forwards, we upgraded our centerman. So Backstrom is here on the first line and then pushed everyone down one. We have Johnny Hockey, and I think that might be it. And then any other moves that were made were just so that we can keep the synergies. Oh, and then the last thing would be we have the backup goalie give 2 synergy points to Silky Smooth, and he goes for about like 15K, and that's pretty important so we can activate Rocket Skates this time without the without the pre-order rookie, but if you have the pre-order rookie, then maybe you don't have to worry about him. It depends on how it all fits together. I also chose Patzold because I mean that's a pretty cool name, Dimitri Patzold. I approve. From the 100K budget to the 275K budget, we're adding a lot of big names. Doughty upgrades the defense, Ben and Sagan on the forward lines, and then some minor upgrades such as Getzlaff, and I think he might actually be the only one. If you're looking to go from one, if you have like a budget in the middle, then make sure that you guys start with the lower budget and then just add in a few players from the higher budget team and then just replace them with the same synergy point players. In this build, I didn't make it a priority to fill out Rockets Gates because the Rockets Gates players aren't as great the higher you go, but you'll be fine. Again, you'll still fill out if you have the pre-order rookie. Up next, we have the best build that you can make out of the base cards, and I mean, you're just using the best possible cards that you can make. We didn't really focus too much on synergies. We only have Silky Smooth activated just because there aren't very good players with Thread the Needle, and I did build like the best possible base card team with both synergies, but I felt like that this team was better. The fact that you were using higher overall cards. So you have Stamkos, Bergeron, McDavid, Carlson, I mean, Crosby, Ovechkin. This team is pretty expensive. Okay, so this team will be around 1.1 million coins if you want to... Oh, that's not the right team. You don't want to build that team for 1.1 million. This one for 1.1 million, but chances are the prices of these cards will just keep going down over time just because more and more are going to be pulled. Finally, you have the max budget squad. And, I mean, I guess I can try to get you a price for this, but it's probably going to be over 4 million. Because, Yager and Iginla themselves go for like 3 million. So, probably over 5 million. And since chances are nobody that watches this video is going to make this team, do I really need to calculate a price? If you want to calculate the price yourself, you can always use my wonderful spreadsheet here that includes prices for a lot of these Legends cards, and the only cards that you won't really get are the like the Master sets. So there you have it, guys. These are the team builds for the month of October. I'll be back next month to make some changes to these builds if needed. If you guys have any kind of questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be sure to help you out.